This is the Playdate, a brand new console that is not released yet. Or isn't it? Yes, that's right, the Chinese are now making knockoffs of consoles that have yet to debut on the shelves. This is a knockoff of the Playdate. And yeah, while it's missing the crank and it has 4 buttons instead of 2 and a couple of other bits and bobs, there's no mistaking that that is meant to be the Playdate. Okay, so let's take a look at this device. This is the box that it comes in, and as you can see, they call it the mini music game. In fact, they put that much emphasis on the music side of things that they actually give you a pair of headphones that they've actually gone to the trouble to make look like they're braided. But no, don't be fooled, these are not braided, it's plastic. But I gotta say, I do like the design they put on the plastic. If it had me fooled before I took a look at them. Or is it braided under the plastic? Probably not. But it looks like it might be actually on closer inspection. Interesting. And these are the buds themselves. Needless to say, they don't sound all that good. A little bit tinny and lack a lot of bass, but it's nice that they've gone to the effort to bling them up. Also in the package we get a couple of other little things, so let's take a look. So we have the USB micro cable there, which is used to charge the battery on the device and add new games to it. We have the instruction manual written in Chinese and English. Plus we have this little controller, which is very naughty indeed. PlayStation, anyone? Yeah, very naughty. And every time you use it, it shines a little LED in the middle. This is also extremely thin, but surprisingly reasonably comfortable to hold. The thing is, this only works as a player 2 controller. You can't substitute it as a player 1 controller. So let's take a look at the actual device. So yeah, as we can see, they tried to mimic the Playdate, and they've even gone as far as putting these nice star type security screws into the casing, which we can get open, by the way, because they're pretty common screws to find drivers for. On the front we've got a D-pad, which is okay I guess, select and start, and 4 trigger buttons. We've got a back button here, and this little silver thing is actually the volume switch, so you push it up or down, keep it pushed down to lower the volume, keep it pushed up to higher the volume. On this side where the crank should be, we actually have the power button and the micro SD card slot. On the bottom we have the micro USB input, and on the top we have 2 3.5mm jacks. One is for headphones, as you can see there, and the other one is for the controller. Alright, and that's your lot. So switching on the device, we will see that this one is in color, not black and white like the original Playmate will be. Oh, by the way, we have a little speaker here, which is quite loud. So it is nice to see that this device is not running the Dingo operating system, but on the downside, it's nowhere near as good as those machines. It has a 1000 mAh battery in it, and it lasts for around about 3 to 4 hours. So, music. Does it play music? Well, let's take a look. I'll put some music from the YouTube library on here, and yes, it's playing it. So I'll show you that volume control in action. So we've now got that pumped all the way up, and yeah, it does distort quite a bit actually. While I'm here playing this, let me show you how good the screen is. Yeah, as you can see, maybe not the best when it comes to viewing angles. Alright, let's turn that down a little bit. Alright, just get out of that. And video. Yes, the machine does play video. It will play up to mid-high definition. I mean, this is basically, you could call this a 480p video, but in widescreen, so the aspect ratio is a little bit higher than that. And yeah, as you can see, it's playing this just fine. I did try and run a 1080p video on it, and yeah, that was no go. 720p video, it did play those. It did stutter a little bit, but it did seem to play them pretty well. Luckily, it does play them in stereo, which is a good thing. So we'll get that off before we get any copyright attacks on the video. Alright, and game. So this is what we mostly come here for, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. Quickly look at the browser. That basically just lets you browse the micro SD card, nothing special there. And we go into the options, the setup, change the language from English to Chinese, change the screen brightness. It is on the highest it goes at the moment. So we'll just knock that down to give you an idea. Practically impossible to see on the lowest. Alright. Dormancy, basically how long it stays on before it times the screen out. Keytone is the sound effects when you press a button. And as you can see here, the version date is August 21st, 2020. So this is not that old. Alright, so let's take a look at the games. Now, since the original Playmate is a black and white system, a monochrome screen, I like to think this as a Game Boy player, and we'll leave it as that. Anything else is just a bonus. So let's see how well it plays Game Boy games. Now, it came with a load of Chinese Game Boy games on here, and I've swapped them out for English ones. So I'm going to go with my old favourite, the one I always like to play, and that's Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan. Where is it? So as you can see, it does perform pretty well as a Game Boy substitute. The screen actually looks pretty good displaying Game Boy games, although the aspect ratio is a little bit different. But yeah, Game Boy emulation is pretty good. And let me just show you the save states working. So we press the back button there, and we'll go to save game. I think it's the A button we press. Yeah, progress number 1. So you've got a couple of save slots. We'll do it in save slot 1. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll go back into the game. We'll restart the game from the very beginning. Okay, so we've restarted the game, and let's load up the save state to see if it actually worked. So save, load progress. Okay, here we go. Progress number 1. Yep. A little bit jittery at the beginning there, but soon fixed itself. Alright, so let's check out another system on this. Ooh, 3D on a Game Boy. Nice. Alright, let's oh, it's the top buttons, is it? I'm going to say that's quite nice, isn't it, for the Game Boy Advance? Sorry, a normal Game Boy Color. It seems to be moving at a good speed, but it sounds terrible. So I'm not too familiar with the Game Boy Color library, so let's try another game. Yeah, seems to be scrolling pretty smooth, doesn't it? How do we get up here? There we go. Whoops! Let's try that again. Yeah, not bad at all. Seems to play Game Boy Color games just as well as Game Boy original games. Not too bad. Okay, now let's push this machine because apparently it can play Mega Drive and Super Nintendo games. Well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't play Mega Drive games. And you want to know why? Because only 2 of the buttons are mapped to this thing. There's no A button. So in some games that use 3 buttons, one of the buttons just isn't going to do anything because it's not mapped to anything and you can't reconfigure anything on it. Plus the emulation is bloody awful. In fact, it's so bad, I think I took all the games off it. Let's take a look. Yeah, I did. But believe me, it doesn't play Mega Drive at all. It's terrible. Okay, let's try some Game Boy Advance. Alright, let's push it. Let's make it play something 3D. Tell you what we'll do, something 3D to really push the machine. The Asterix game. Now, believe it or not, it will play this, and I did do a save state, so let's load up the save state. Look at that! It actually plays it at a reasonable speed. I mean, it is slowing down a little bit here and there. You can tell by the sound glitching out. But yeah, it's definitely playable. Now, if you're wondering, L and R are mapped to these buttons here. I'll just turn that down a little bit. So yeah, fully playable Game Boy Advance games. Even the more demanding ones like this. Alright, well, it's got Duke Nukem on it. Let's see if it plays. No, it's glitching like crazy. Yeah. Oh well, doesn't seem to want it on this one. Oh well. Saying that, it is moving at a reasonable speed. Just glitched out all over the place. It's kind of an unusual combination. Didn't sound too good though. Okay, let's try a 2D game, because basically that's what most people are going to be playing on Game Boy Advance, isn't it? 2D games. Let's do something speedy like a Sonic game. Seems okay actually, not too bad. Sounds horrible. Okay, let's take a look at the emulation on the Super Nintendo. Okay, so here we go, taking a look at Axley, and I've picked this one for one particular reason, and you'll find out now, if you haven't already guessed. Okay, it's slowing down already. I'm not expecting this to play. Yeah, that's slow as hell. And the sound effects are wrong for the weapon. And here's the first problem we're going to have. I can't change the weapon type, because you change the weapon types using the L and R triggers. And there's no L and R trigger. So yes, the controls can be remapped, but games that rely on the L and R triggers cannot be played because this machine just doesn't have enough buttons. So there we have it. The mini music game. The Playmate knockoff. To be honest with you, if I was buying this as a replacement Game Boy or some sort of Game Boy substitute, I'd be very happy with this. I mean, it's nice. It's a little pocket sized device. It fits nice in the hand. D-pad's reasonable. The buttons are reasonable. It's a nice little device for your Game Boy games, but if you're buying this to play Mega Drive or Super Nintendo games or even Game Boy Advance games, you're going to be disappointed. So think of this as a Nintendo 8-bit machine, and then you will not be disappointed. And besides, it does look fairly unique. It doesn't look like most of these, you know, Japanese clones, Chinese clones. And I should just point out, if you're wondering what these marks are here on the screen, it is actually a screen cover which is on there, which I was going to take off, but I don't think I will, because I'm going to give this away to somebody that's been a little bit unfortunate these days, so they'll be going to get this. and a couple other things as well. So that's nice. But yeah, so I'm keeping it all as new as possible for them. Alright, so anyway, if you'd like to pick up one of these, I'm going to put the link in the video description down below. So check out the link, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, keep on gaming and enjoy your games. See ya!